What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing fantastic today. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm branching out. I'm moving on up, if you will. Getting out of my comfort zone. That's right, I'm going to be doing a ranked episode. And today I'm going to be ranking my entire Creed collection. But not only am I going to be ranking them, I'm going to be doing some comparisons. And I'm going to be letting you know which Creeds I think you might need and which ones you don't. So join me, because I don't ever do ranked episodes. This is like a unicorn episode. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family, and welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the show all about boosting your confidence through the art of fragrance and becoming a lasting scent memory. So this is going to be a new series that I'm starting. Instead of doing list videos that I'm doing like fall bests and sexiest and blah blah blah, most complimented, I'm going to be doing episodes where I actually go through my collection. It's kind of a buying guide in a way, to kind of guide you along to figure out which fragrances you might need and which ones you might not. Before we get into these fragrances, if you are new to this channel and you like fragrance related content, then you are in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button and join this incredible fragrance family. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, flip it to all so that you are notified every time I post new content. Don't forget, throw me up some of those likes, guys, because it helps my algorithm and helps me get my 2 cents out there. And drop me some comments down below. What are some of your favorite Creed fragrances? And what are some of your least favorite Creed fragrances? How do you feel about Creed? And what's your scent of the day? All right, now it is time to get into I fear you underestimate the sneakiness, sir. Whiffs and sniffs. So I'm going to say this. I have a love and hate relationship with the House of Creed. I used to be a huge fanboy of Creed. Huge. But if you've been following this channel for some time now, especially since my very first episode, you will know that there is one Creed fragrance that will not be in this list. Yeah, this one. Meh, not going to be in it. I have never owned a Ventus, never will. Not that I think it's a bad fragrance, I think it's a fantastic fragrance, but everybody wears it, it's controversial, and I don't like the negativity that is followed behind it. But there is an Aventus in here, and you know which one it's going to be. Anyways, if you were a Creed fan, I totally understand. It is a fantastic house. They've been around for eons, ages and ages and ages, but they're not the Creed that I grew up knowing. They're not the same house anymore. Ever since they got bought out, their fragrances just aren't up to snuff. They aren't what they used to be. Do they still smell fantastic? Yes. Is the performance lackluster? Absolutely. With that being said, if you are a Creed fan, love it, rock it. I am not here to offend you. So first up, bottom of my list is going to be Ventus Cologne. Yeah. The only reason that this is at the bottom of my list, it's not a bad fragrance. In fact, I think it's a phenomenal fragrance. It's got that Creed DNA, but it's freshened up. There is no smokiness to this, but you're going to get that pineapple. You're going to have this nice orange, bright citrus with it. It's fresher. It can be worn in more situations because it can be dressed down. And in my opinion, I believe this fragrance will get you more attention than its big brother. I think this is a great fragrance. I absolutely do. But the reason it comes at the bottom of this list is because you can smell like Creed Aventus so many different ways. Everybody's cloning it. I feel like every brand out there, they're like, hey, let's make an Aventus clone. If you want to smell like Aventus, don't break your bank. Club de Nuit Intense Man is a great alternative. Per milliliter, for the price, this is probably the best clone you're going to get. In my personal opinion, I would go with Sensual Obsession's King of Kings. Now, I don't own a full bottle of that. I have a decant. I'll throw a picture of it up here for you so you can see what it looks like. Per milliliter, it's a little pricey. And I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go check it out. But King of Kings, I mean, it's really good. And you get great longevity out of it. This gives me great longevity. This, I get between about that 6-hour mark. I do spray on my clothes, so 6-7 hours. But for $445 for 100 ml, what the hell? I mean, that's crazy. It is. And look, I've got a lot of expensive fragrances. But this is probably one of the most expensive that I have because I bought this at full retail. If you can find these at discounters for a good price, like under $300, I think it's worth it. Full retail, it isn't worth it to me because there's so many other ways that you can smell like Aventus. Creed Ventus Cologne comes in at number 8. Number 7, Original Vetiver. Now here's the thing with Creed. They are a house that was bespoke. They were making fragrances for kings and queens and royalty and celebrities. What happened to that? So they made original Vetiver, but it smells a lot like Mugler's cologne. Now, I do not have this bottle. Longevity is not great on Mugler cologne. At least it wasn't on my skin. And then a couple years ago, I picked this up, and you can see how much wear I put into this. Not a lot. And the reason being is because it smells a lot like Mugler cologne. As soon as I sprayed it, I was like, oh, wow. This is a very soapy, clean vetiver. You get some citruses up top, but it's really based on that Haitian vetiver that gives it this really nice kind of soapy cleanliness. You get some musks in there, but there's nothing that hasn't been done with this fragrance. In fact, I would have to say Creed duped Mugler. They cloned Mugler's cologne. Full retail on this, $415, $445, I don't know. They keep upping the prices of Creed fragrances. So this is coming at number 7 because I think that the better choice is either Mugler cologne or Guerlain Vetiver. They're better choices for the price that you can get them at because they are fantastic fragrances. So is this. It just doesn't smell original because it's not. Coming at number 6, another original Santal. Now, this is a sandalwood fragrance. It's a really good sandalwood fragrance. Big notes that I get out of it, some sandalwood, a few florals flowing through it, and then vanilla. Now, this is definitely not original. Again, I don't know why they called it original Santal when it's not. Because this came out first. And Mont Blanc Individual is so freaking good. $20 for a 50 ml. I bought this 50 ml for $215. Okay. This, raspberry dryer sheets. This, same thing, raspberry dryer sheets, just a little bit more natural smelling. This will get the job done, but this is, I mean, in my opinion, just really isn't worth the price. Longevity on this, maybe 4 or 5 hours. Longevity on this, about 6, 7 hours actually. Why pay $200 to $400 for original Santal when you can get this for 20 bucks and get better longevity, better performance? It's pretty much the same fragrance. Pretty much. This does smell better. It smells more natural. It just doesn't have any oomph behind it. Original Santal? Nah, I think not. Original Santal. Coming in at number 5, Silver Mountain Water. Now, I've always loved this fragrance. You get some nice citrus up top. You get that green tea. It's got like kind of like this inkiness going on in it. I actually really enjoy. It's very cooling and refreshing. It's almost chilly up top. It kind of reminds you of mountain water. And it's a really good fragrance. I love what this fragrance does. But Aroma did it again. Don't have a bottle, but I'll leave it right here for you. Yeah, Aroma Sillage. I mean, so many reviewers have been talking about it. I have smelled it. I just have not pulled the trigger on it yet because I have this. But the Aroma does get better performance. It projects. This, I'm lucky to get 3 hours out of. It's a great fragrance. It's fantastic. I love what they did with this fragrance because this definitely has a story behind it that is amazing, but it's lackluster in performance. I'll always keep this because this is a fragrance. This is one of the ones that I will keep. The other 3 before this, I won't repurchase. This one, I probably will. Maybe. I don't know. So these next 4 are definitely ones that I will repurchase. And number 4 is going to be Creed's Royal Oud. Now, the one thing I will say about Royal Oud, it's not named properly because I don't really get any oud in this. None. I bought this. This is an older bottle, but when I say older, this is a 2018. I bought this on eBay from a reputable seller, and I got it for a really good price. I believe I paid like $185 for this 100 ml, which is a stinking good price. It's going to be very few and far between if you find somebody selling it for that price. But if you do, totally worth it. I get about 5-6 hours of longevity out of this. It does sit closer to the skin. It's not a huge projector. But if anything, it definitely has some citrus up top to get things going. But the most predominant note in this is cedar. And if you love cedar and woody fragrances, Royal Oud is fantastic. Though, if you're looking for an oud fragrance, this is, I don't think, I mean, I don't know where the oud is in this. I just don't. I don't smell it. If you can find this for the right price, I definitely think it's worth a whiff and sniff. I think it's something that you could have in your collection if you like woody fragrances. So coming in at number 4, Creed Royal Oud. Number 3, Creed Viking. Now, a lot of people said when this came out that it was going to be like better than Aventus. It was going to be the new Aventus, the new hype beast. Then people got their nose on it and they're like, wah, 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 wah. But in my opinion, it is better than Aventus. I love this DNA because it does remind me of Old Spice. Now you get all that spiciness in here. You get this really nice mint and you get some citrus to kind of push that mint, and the mint in this is done so well. I love it because it does remind me of my childhood. It reminds me of growing up and my dad splashing on Old Spice, or even myself when I was in high school splashing on Old Spice. But this is much more refined. It's more modern, it's more classy, it's more elegant. It's a man's man kind of fragrance, in my opinion. Though I do know some women who rock this, and it smells good on them as well. It also sweetens up a little bit as it starts drying down, and you get some really nice woodiness in the dry down. I think overall, it's a fantastic fragrance. I got this as soon as it came out, and yeah, I paid full retail for it. Do I think it's worth full retail? No. If you can find it discounted, definitely worth a whiff and sniff. So coming in at number 3, Creed Viking. Coming in at number 2. A lot of people don't like this fragrance. I freaking love it. It's why it's my number 2. It's Royal Mayfair. This is class. This is elegance. This is refined. This is a dapper gentleman's fragrance right here. Gin, lime. You get some pininess coming from pine. It's got a lot of green facets flowing through it. Then you get into the heart and it's got some really nice florals pushing. Then it dries down nice and woody. This is a fantastic fragrance. Though it is very classic, it's got somewhat of a modern twist to it. I think this will stand the test of time for as long as they keep putting it out. And this is an older bottle. This is a 2015 batch. Again, I got it off eBay from a reputable seller. They don't make these 75 mLs anymore, but it's a phenomenal fragrance. If you're a younger gentleman, definitely test this out before you decide to just blind buy it. Again, don't blind buy anything. Test all these fragrances out. You can definitely find decants and testers all over this stinking place. Decantx has a lot of them. I'll leave my discount code for 17% off right here for you. It'll also be in the description. But yeah, Royal Mayfair, I mean, it's freaking good. It just is. And nobody talks about it. If you want to set yourself apart, be unique, this is definitely a great confidence boosting fragrance. So number 2, Royal Mayfair. What's my number 1 Creed gonna be? What do you think it's gonna be? What could it be? That's right, Green Irish Tweed. Now, here's the thing with Green Irish Tweed. This came out, what, 1983, 1982, 1983? This, it smells exactly like it sounds. It smells like running through the fields of Ireland. Though I've never been, this is what I can imagine. It smells kind of like Irish Spring soap. The lemon verbena, the florals, a little bit of citrus that's in this, create this amazing, fresh, soapy, clean, sophisticated scent. You can find these at discounters quite often. I mean, they're popping up all the time. I would never pay full retail for this, though I did pay full retail for this one. If this is a little bit out of your budget, you can always go with Davidoff Cool Water. Yes, synthetic, but gets the job done. The synthetics in this are done very well. Not the longest lasting fragrance. This, I get about 5, maybe 6 hours longevity out of it, if I'm lucky. But it's a fragrance I'll always keep because it is so stinking good. This, in my opinion, is the best Creed fragrance ever created. It's fantastic. Cool Water and Green Irish Tweed have the exact same perfumer. If you see these at discounters, if it's less than $200 for a 50 ml, it's a good price. If it's less than $300 for 100 ml, that's a pretty good price too. So just be wary. Know that you can get these at discounters. Know you don't have to pay full retail. So that is my Creed collection, and that's actually my dumbed down Creed collection. I used to own almost every single Creed, but I sold a lot of them off because they were just collecting dust. With the newer bottles, they just don't get the longevity like they used to. Their prices keep going up, and the quality is going down. Let me know what you think about the House of Creed. I'm probably going to get some negative comments from this, and I totally understand. Creed, if you were a fan, love them, rock them. Rock whatever fragrance makes you happy. Let me know out of these Creed fragrances which ones are some of your favorites. But that is it for me today, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and always remember you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.